My 40M wife, 40F, wants to disown her daughter, 19F, for dating a woman. My 40M wife Laura, 40F, have been together for 10 years, married for 7. My relationship with Laura has always been great. She had a lot of pain from her ex who emotionally abused her, but she was always the kindest person I knew. I fell for her pretty quickly and knew almost right away I wanted to marry her. Laura has a daughter, Riley, 19F, from her previous relationship. I didn't meet Riley until a year into our relationship and she did not warm up to me right away. She has a complicated relationship with her dad who has been in and out of her life and resented her mom dating at all. I tried to be understanding, didn't try to fill a father role in her life and gave her space. Things were especially hard for a few years after they moved in with me about a year into our relationship. Riley acted out a lot, she broke anything I give her, was getting in trouble at school a lot, and constantly told us both that she hated us and wanted to live with her dad. Her dad would not take her and barely even paid any child support though. Riley still blamed Laura and I though, and this caused some issues between us, but I loved Laura a lot though, so I put up with Riley's outbursts for her and we made things work. Eventually when Riley was 14 her dad got remarried and basically cut her off completely, which devastated her. Laura and I did our best to support her. We got her into therapy and took a trip to cheer her up, and after a while Riley started to improve. Her grades went up and she stopped getting in trouble as much at school. I tried to be consistent. I went to her soccer games, helped her with homework, and over time we developed a better relationship. Things have been great since then and the three of us have become a family. I wouldn't change a thing about our dynamic. The thing is, last week Riley came to us and confessed that she was bi and she wanted us to meet her girlfriend. I have no issue with her being bi. Told her that we were proud of her and were sure that we would love her girlfriend. I started making plans to have a dinner with all of us so she could meet the family. My wife though was just quiet the whole time and staring at her daughter. My wife comes from a really religious household, so maybe I should have known, but she had always seemed fine with LGBTQ+ people. I guess she is one of those people who is fine with gay people existing as long as it's not one of her family. She just told Riley to get out. The room got quiet. Riley and I looked at each other and I saw Riley was on the verge of tears. Her mom started yelling her. She called her some really awful things and told her that she didn't want to look at her. She said that unless she went to a religious conversion camp that Riley had to get out of the house and she wasn't welcome here. At this point I finally jumped in. I told Laura to stop, that we were not going to kick Riley out for being who she is, and my wife started going off on me now. She told me that I was betraying her, choosing to sin her. I don't want to write what she actually said over her, and that unless we got Riley fixed she wasn't family anymore. I told Riley to go to her room and that Laura and I had to talk. I tried to talk Laura down but she wasn't hearing it. She is adamant that she wants her daughter out of the house. Not only that, but she wants to cut Riley off completely, take back the car we gave her, stop paying for her classes and therapy. She actually blames the therapist too, and me for wanting to get her into therapy in the first place. I tried to tell her that would leave her own daughter vulnerable, but she doesn't care. She actually hopes that when Riley hits rock bottom she will come back and then we can pay for her to go to a religious conversion camp. I'm strongly opposed to these kinds of camps, and I told Laura as much. We didn't get anywhere in our conversation and went to bed without resolving anything. I got some reading material for Laura that I thought could help, but she refuses to look at it. She isn't budging on this and wants to kick out her only daughter. I don't think I can support this. I'm not even sure if I can look at my wife the same way. She was always so loving, but seeing how hateful she can be to her own daughter disgusts me. How can I help Laura accept her daughter? And failing that, how do I help Riley? I'm worried about her. She has been extremely depressed and crying since last night. Edit. Thank you all for your comments. They made me realize what matters here. I don't think I care about the marriage anymore. I just want to help my stepdaughter. Can I legally force my wife to leave the house? It's a premarital asset in my name. Any suggestions on how to have a talk with Riley and what to say so she knows I will support her no matter what would be great. Does anyone have any ideas on what I could do to cheer her up? Should I be trying to force some kind of reconciliation between her and her mother, or would that just cause more damage right now? Literally anything you can think of that would make her feel better would be amazing. Also, just any parenting advice for a 19-year-old girl. I think I'm about to become a single father unless my wife does a complete 180, but I don't have a lot of hope there. Quick update. My wife went to go stay with her parents for now. She still isn't budging and thinks I'm betraying her because I'm siding with Riley. I don't know if our marriage can ever recover, but I made my choice and I don't regret it. Had a talk with Riley to let her know that I will support her no matter what and she is always welcome in my home. Like some said, she started blaming herself for the marriage issues, but I let her know I couldn't turn a blind eye to my wife's views on this regardless, and I'd rather know and get divorced than live in ignorance. We are having a movie marathon tonight and ordering some pizza to cheer her up. Her girlfriend is coming over dinner Sunday and I'm looking forward to meeting her. Riley is having a rough time. There's been a lot of tears, but she let me know how much it means to her that I've always been there for her. I don't think she will want to see her mother for a while if ever, which surprised me. And failing that, how do I help Riley? Start with supporting Riley. Keep doing what you are doing and be consistent and supportive with her. But you may also need to recognize that your home is not a safe space for Riley while Laura is there too. It may actually be better in the short term if one of them leaves. How can I help Laura accept her daughter? That's not an overnight fix, unfortunately, and given that she grew up in a really religious household, it's going to take time to untangle. You need to be resolute in your own morals and values here, and that truthfully may come at the expense of your relationship. I would not want to be married to someone who did this to their kid. I would kick one of them out and it wouldn't be the kid. I would kick out your wife. This is batshit crazy behavior. Poor Riley. When you married Laura, you took on a parental duty with Riley. You're just as responsible for her well-being, and it seems like you've fully assumed that role and have been a great father figure for her. Honestly, I would prioritize Riley here. The rates of suicide and homelessness are so much higher in gay teens, and this is exactly why. The way you react to this could quite literally mean life or death for Riley, so this is a hill I would die on if I were you. Don't let this poor girl end up homeless or worse. Remind your wife that if she is so interested in bringing Christian morality and lifestyles into your household, she needs to be silent and accept your decisions as the law, or she'll be physically reprimanded, as is your right as her husband under Christian doctrine. I am aware it's monstrous, but that's the point. She can't have it both ways. She is a woman, and under doctrine, she is to defer and submit to you. If she can't do that, or refuses to do that, why can't she choose to just accept her daughter? Her bigotry is a choice. Call her out on it. My BF, 18M, is mad that I, 18F, used a public bathroom. I want to keep this short and simple, as I am not in a good mood after the convention that we both had. Basically, after a long day of work I got home and we called. The first thing he asked me was if I put toilet paper down on public toilets. I told him I do sometimes, but other times I just let it be. And he went on a rant about how gross that is, and that if I was in a unisex bathroom and touched their germs, that he considers that to be cheating on him. He asked me to not go into public restrooms anymore and just hold it until I get home, and was in my eyes, implying that I was disgusting with the amount of times he felt the need to repeat it. I told him that I do what I want and that using a washroom isn't cheating on him, but he is upset and says that if their germs are on me it is. I told him I didn't feel like talking right now and hung up the phone, and now I'm just lying here angrily after that stupid conversation. I don't know what to say or do now, and I'm wondering what you guys would do if you were in my situation. Okay, your boyfriend is super pathetic if he thinks that you using public bathrooms is cheating. Hopefully he becomes your ex-boyfriend soon, because public bathrooms are there for a reason. You deserve so much better. If I was in the situation, I would dump my partner as soon as possible, because I would not stay in a relationship with someone that childish. Do you really need strangers on the internet to tell you to break up with this lunatic? I'd break up with anyone psycho enough to pretend peeing in a public toilet is cheating. Run, now. Is this even real? Girl, why are you posting this? You know what to do. This sounds like a combination of insanely controlling and OCD-related germophobia, which is not something this sub can diagnose, but also not good qualities to have in a partner if it's untreated and he doesn't realize this is his issue to deal with. That to people don't have this issue sounds frankly insane. He sounds like he still believes in cooties as an adult. Hold it till you get home? Come on. This is ridiculous, and literally unhealthy, and honestly it sounds like he doesn't want you going out in public at all. Isolating behavior. As many red flags as a hurricane warning at a communist parade. If using public bathrooms is considered infidelity, then call me Tiger Woods. Mike, 23 female. Fiancé, 27 male. Body shamed me for wanting to wear a bikini to the beach. So this just happened last week and I'm really upset about it. I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl a few months ago. I was struggling with a lot of body image issues, so I went back to the gym as soon as I could, and although I'm not back to having the body I used to, I don't cringe every time I look in the mirror anymore. Or at least I didn't. Last weekend my fiancé and I were going to the beach with some friends. I was really excited because it's the first no baby outing that we've had together since kiddo was born. I bought a really cute baby blue bikini for the outing and was actually feeling good about myself. I was trying it on before we went and asked my fiancé what he thought. He looked me up and down and asked if it was supposed to be some kind of statement or something and that he wasn't sure if I should wear it. I asked what he meant and he started pointing out my stretch marks and said that the bikini seemed a little tight. He said people were probably going to stare at me and not in the way I was used to, since my body isn't back to the way it was, and if I was ready for that. I got a little teary-eyed, so he hugged me. He let me know that in his eyes I would always be sexy, but that his friends and other people at the beach probably wouldn't see me the same way. He told me he knows I'm used to being seen as the hot girl of the group, but that right now that wasn't the case, and didn't want me to start feeling self-conscious while we were out because it was a whole day trip, and didn't want me to ruin it with my body image issues. I'm not proud, but I decided to change into a one piece that covered up a lot more because of what he said. Ever since then I've been kind of side-eyeing my fiancé. He tells me I'm just being sensitive, and he was being honest. I know he is the kind of guy who doesn't sugarcoat things and speaks his mind, but still I feel like it was a total asshole thing to say to me. I feel like my confidence is in the dumpster again, and even though he keeps reassuring me he will always be attracted to me, I just feel gross and disgusting. I started fixating on my weight again, and he's been supportive of me hitting the gym more to work off the rest of the pregnancy weight. Every day he tells me how I'm making so much progress and how he is proud of how much work I'm putting in at the gym, but I feel like I lost some confidence in him. I haven't told him any of this yet, just wondering what everyone's thoughts are on this. Is this the kind of issue that goes away after time, or is there some work we have to do with each other so I can be completely comfortable with him? He asked if you were trying to make a statement? What an asshole. Wow, he is a real creep. You grew his baby, and he has the audacity to shame you for stretch marks? Yikes. That isn't him being honest. That is him being a jerk and intentionally trying to make you feel worse so he feels better. Tell him that you have lost confidence in him. And, honestly, anyone who said something like that to me would not be seeing me naked again for a really long time, if ever. He needs to be so much better. I don't sugarcoat things either. Your fiancé is a moron, and those words should never have left his mouth. He was thinking only about himself. He sees you as his trophy. And now, oh no, his trophy isn't perfect looking now. Embarrassing to him. So yeah, I'm sorry op, you have this CRP as a father of your baby. What a PS of SHT. His mask is slipping. Also, a lot of people who don't sugarcoat things are usually bullies. I always give the option. My honest opinion or not. I would never outright say certain things. Common sense. You should be proud of yourself for giving birth, and even more proud to show off your body as you see fit. Those stretch marks are signs of a journey in itself. I hope you drop the man. Him saying that you're used to being hot girl and how you're basically not is his way of making you more insecure. Keep looking for red flags. He's concerned his friends won't find you as hot, and that will reflect poorly on him. I'm sorry you tied yourself to this asshole with a baby. I'm a 40F and feel resentful of the life I've built with my husband 40M. As a working mom of 3 kids, I have been very resentful of not being able to make time for my passions and goals in life. My husband helps when he can, but has a very demanding job with work trips every month. We have no family around to help and barely any friends since we have no time to socialize. My day starts with demands from my kids and ends with that, and there is no end in sight. I know women with kids in their 20s and 30s, and their days are still full of things they have to do for the kids, grandkids. As a woman, when does this end? When? How can I live life for myself and go back to the dreams and goals I want to accomplish? I mean, having 3 kids is hard. You had to have known that before you had 3 kids. I know that isn't really what you want to hear, but it always amazes me how bad people want to have kids just to then complain about all the responsibility that comes with it. Yeah, it's hard. If your kids are at an age where they can help with anything, start delegating. If your husband isn't helping enough with his kids too, it's time for a long talk. If you can afford a housekeeper once a week or even every other week, that could help tremendously. How old are your kids? You have to make time for yourself. No one is just going to grant it to you. Be an advocate for yourself. Self-care is important, but you need to deem it as such. Carve out time each week. Start with an hour or 2. Plan it. Put it in a calendar. Find a way to make it work. You are burned out, which bleeds over to the other aspects of your life and makes it easy to just be complacent. You can have time to yourself, but you have to prioritize it and plan for it. Stand up for your needs. You can realize your personal goals. The way your life goes is entirely up to you. Your choices or lack of define it. So make a choice to make time for yourself and follow through with making it work. Best of luck to you. Those kids are your lifelong commitment. If your husband is a loser who isn't helping, divorce him. If he is doing his part, stop complaining. You chose to have 3 kids. I'm not really sure what you expected your life to be like. If your husband can't get a job where he can be more present, not a lot you can do till kids are old enough to look after themselves a bit more. It won't end unless you restructure your lives around it. I recommend either moving closer to family, or, if possible, moving closer to his job so he doesn't have to travel. He, or both of you, may need to change to less demanding careers. You may need to cut your expenses to accommodate this. Have you discussed these options with your husband? Are you both amenable to any of them? If you want hobbies as a parent, there are some things you'll need to let slide, like having a clean house. I also recommend getting your kids involved in your hobbies.